Okay, let's do it. Hello, so today we're gonna perform a research about the Nintendo DS. My overall goal here will be to turn this research into a blog post and afterwards, preferably a YouTube video. So, given that uh, given that the target is the creation of a video, I will be taken. I will be taking Jesus Christ. I'll be deriving some attention, dividing some attention. Jesus Christ, words are hard. Words is hard. So I'll be dividing some attention towards the structure, and I'm thinking of looking at some videos that I like, not necessarily related to gaming or something, uh, and kind of decomposing how they're structured. I really like this channel. You might or might not be aware of which. It is the Donut Media, and they had a beautiful, beautiful series called Up to Speed. It's not that I want to completely steal, but uh, I will take it as my inspiration. Uh, I think those guys did one of the best, at least the best that I've seen, short documentaries on products. Mainly they're covering cars. So the initial the initial idea will be to get two reference points, one of which will be the length of a text, which is needed to cover like 20 minutes or something. And the second is the general structure. So what parts and how we like what parts will be there and how we want to arrange them. So step one, structure. I think I'll take one short video as an example. Let me put up my laptop. So let's take a look at yes, this guy. Basically, I wanna take a look at one of the videos. I think the Leica one should be good. It's structured exactly and like it arranged exactly as what I would like. So it covers the product and like history and so on and so forth. And so basically what I need here is to define some sections, like kind of like decomposing a joke or something. So let's take a look.
He's hot. This is Bruce Gilden. He's a famous photographer. This is Julia Roberts. She's hot. This is Peter McKinnon. He's a famous photographer and hot. What do all these people have in common? Well, they all use Leica cameras. Not only is it the weapon of choice for some of the...
Okay, so the first one, I'll actually... Okay, let's do it like that. It might need a little bit more light, but and the camera is very shaky. I'm gonna fix that one of those days, but okay, let's start a new notebook for this one. Okay, so what happens here? It's entertaining way of coming to the name of the product to like show like what first we are like asking a question, like, well, not we, beautiful James Pomfrey here. So in this case, those are photos. Like we are asking the question, and the answer to that question is this specific product. So now let's jot it down. Question. So if we would, it's not even an intro though. But okay, let's call it intro. For that, I will take the intro. Okay. So let's take a further look. Okay, so we got through here.
For amateurs who have the means to buy one, like this guy. Just sitting there, looking cool.
They're designed for like war photographers.
It's just a beautiful camera to hold.
Yeah. It just feels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, after hearing from enthusiasts, there were really three.
I thoroughly just enjoy
That much
So
better than
in
my
this
phone.
question,
Seriously, tell me which one of these came
like
from
in
an
this
iPhone,
instance,
and which ones came from an iPhone. answer is at the end of the video. So what makes Leica so special?
I thoroughly just enjoy the process of using this thing.
Okay, so basically, currently we are working our way around the questions. Well, again, not we, but James here, but so we're voicing the question and answering it. In this case, question was, what makes
More.
I only use it for video.
Yeah.
And it's diesel. They're like really tough. They're designed for like war photographers.
It's just a beautiful camera to hold.
Yeah.
So, after hearing from enthusiasts, there were really 3 reasons for Leica cameras being held in such high esteem: their track record, their technology, and hype. But hype isn't quite the right word. We'll dive into what I mean a little later, but for now, let's start with Leica's legacy. Leica's legacy begins in one of the craziest times for human innovation ever: the beginning of the 20th century. In 1913, Oskar Barnack was an engineer at Ernst Leit's Optische Werke, a company already well regarded for its high-quality microscopes and other optical instruments. Now, Oskar, spelt with a K, was a hiker, also spelt with a K. The dude loved walking around outdoors, and he wanted to create a small portable camera that could be used for landscape photography while out on his hikes.
I think I need a smaller camera.
He also wanted to reduce the long exposure times associated with larger film formats.
All right, say cheese.
Cheese.
I wish this film didn't have to be exposed for so long.
Also an optical engineer.
It wasn't done yet.
Leveraging the optical expertise at Leitz, Barnack developed a prototype camera that used 35mm motion picture film.
Yeah, I got a bit preoccupied there with tinkering with those stream settings and so on.
Smaller film sizes allowed
Let's
for a more portable camera, but Optische Werke.
get a bit
Just a
behind.
beautiful camera to hold.
So here we had some impressions or quotes. So like, let's call them highlights, right? So like highlights from the people, quotes, opinions, highlights. So let's call that it is multiple. Opinions. We can put facts in here because, like, what if we will, like, okay, that was sold in n million items or something. But yeah, so the section with highlights, and then we can see that they're diving straight into history.
Yeah.
So, after hearing from enthusiasts, there were really 3 reasons for Leica cameras being held in such high esteem: their track record, their technology, and hype. But hype isn't quite the right word. We'll dive into what I mean a little later, but for now, let's start with
Speed
Leica's
it up
legacy.
a bit.
Leica's legacy begins in one of the craziest times for human innovation ever: the beginning of the 20th century. In 1913, Oskar Barnack was an engineer at Ernst Leit's Optische Werke, a a company already well regarded for its high-quality microscopes and other optical instruments. Now, Oscar, spelt with a K, was a hiker, also spelt with a K. The dude loved walking around outdoors, and he wanted to create a small portable camera that could be used for
that sounds
landscape
good.
photography while out on his hikes.
Okay, so
Explore a camera.
here he dives into history, and that history is very much connected to people, and I think that's one of the characteristics of their work, that it usually involves, like, it is usually connected to some actual characters, so actual people. So in here they are going towards, like, the person who initially created the company, which is an obvious choice, but in our case it will be a bit harder because Nintendo DS does not, like, it wasn't created by the person who created Nintendo. But yeah, let's
Also
take a
wanted to
look.
reduce the long exposure times associated with larger film formats.
All right, say cheese.
Cheers.
I wish this film didn't have to be exposed for so long.
Also an optical engineer.
It wasn't done.
Took
Okay.
good pictures.
World of all things.
The 35
Okay. We are-
Some of the most famous photographs from the time were captured through the lens of a
part with influence, also pretty cool, like how specific product influenced its time. Not 100% sure about that one, but I don't know. Let's jot it down as well. All right. Yeah, I just realized that it's incredibly hard to not only to see, but it's also freaking backwards. Need to. Oh, okay. 1 second. Okay, that will work better. Although it's probably barely readable. Camera shake is terrible, but well, it is what it is. I will fix it later.
Leica. So companies like Canon, Nikon, and Aside were much, much cheaper. Leica was on the ropes. Leica needed an innovation.
He was an innovator. It will be years before we find another engineer like him.
And they still use the exact same lens mount on their camera to the viewfinder. Now, you've probably heard
Okay,
highly successful
that
Nikon
is
F. By then, the
basically
competition had
very
made big strides in
specific
SLR technology,
to-
and the Leica Flex was already considered outdated upon its release. Gunter Leitz would pass away in 1969, and leadership would move outside of the family. Now, it's hard to blame Gunter completely for Leica's slow adoption of the SLR. In hindsight, sure, it was a bad move, but Leica
Yeah, in
was
this
an
video,
optics
it is
company
very
with
much
craftsmanship
specific
first.
to
He stuck to
the
those values and invested in
concrete
what he knew, which was
product.
optically superior cameras.
So-
Finally, in 1976, slow to react. Wrong. Here mechanism cameras, because not every the best. Like me using An LSM9 Pop made in Taiwan. I could use a much more expensive mic and they would pay me handily to.
Okay, let's take a look at just one more of it. So up to speed. Okay, let's go with Miata, the old classy, the Miata.
What's a good track car? Miata. Cheap, fun weekend car? Miata. Best car to haul my hairdresser supplies? Miata. No matter the
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's 720. Should be good.
What's a good track car? Miata. Cheap, fun weekend car? Miata. Best car to haul my hairdresser supplies? Miata. No matter the question, Miata is always the answer. How did it get here? What makes it so great? You're about to find out, dude. This is everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Mazda Miata. In 1962, Americans watched Sean Connery
So
cruise through the countryside.
here we can see absolutely the same approach. So like we are getting a bunch of questions, and well, in this case it's very exaggerated, but I now would like to take a look at just the beginning. Okay, type R. Let's go with Toyota MR2. Okay.
GT race car. Customers could order the package with whatever what critics might see as a way to cut costs, Toyota saw as an innovative, minimalist design. MR2, Mr. 2 if you're nasty. It's a badass spaceship from Japan that went head to head with some of the best exotics in the world. What it lacked in size, it made up for in pure driving joy and helped Toyota establish a decades-long reputation for performance. It's one of the famous Toyota triplets. It's the Super's little brother, and at one point,
Okay. So here we have just an overview, basically. Okay, asking a question, blah blah. Alternatively, view.
in a Sunbeam Alpine 2. A car so tiny he couldn't drive it with both elbows inside the vehicle. It sparked a love affair with an idea, a fun-to-drive, low-to-the-ground machine that was both freeing and exhilarating. Yes, America loves her muscle and pony cars, but the market opened up for the elegance, simplicity, and allure of the seductive British roadster. One problem, most of these cars fucking sucked. Great Britain used up all their good metal fighting Nazis.
So we are doing kind of a setup, so like what led, like what was the scape of the market, what was the situation before.
Asked him what he would like to see Mazda make in the future. He immediately started waxing nostalgic about the death of the great British roadster. The head of Mazda at the time, Kawai Matsuda, scoffed at the idea. A Japanese company building.
So what was leading to the creation? What? Oh, by the way, I need to put the DS in here, like, and a Game Boy, Oh my Game Boy. Works good. If only camera wouldn't be so shaky, it would be ideal. So right. So what led or what preceded the creation / development of the item? Or what led to the development? Yeah, I'm trying to do it more aggressively for like to extract beautiful ASMR noises. Those are not beautiful ASMR noises, unfortunately, but it's right. Okay. Oops. Caught myself watching my own stream. Okay, let's take a look.
A British roadster? Inconceivable! In 1981, Hall found himself in charge of product planning for Mazda USA, and Yamamoto was in a position to approve new projects. They discussed the crazy lightweight roadster idea once more, and this time, with a handshake, Bob Hall began the work of developing a Mazda roadster. But who could Hall go to create a British-inspired roadster for American and Japanese drivers? He'd need to find a designer. Then he'd need to find someone with American automotive pedigree. Or he could find them all in Mark Jordan. Basically, the Michael Jordan of car stuff at the time. In 1981, Jordan, a family legacy at General Motors, was in charge of the most successful arm of GM.
Just as I was saying, it is very
the two helmed the initial stages
like
of
people-centered.
lightweight sports concept, and in less than a year, Mazda approved the Offline 55 project. Offline 55
Which
was
I
the
like.
name for the car.
Like,
Instead, it was a new system of development.
the
Mazda
main
would pit their North
problem
American
will
design
be
against their team in Tokyo. Just like my dad
getting information on that.
for his affection. It was an effort
That
to change
one
the way
is going to
Mazda
be
brought new
hard,
concepts to the streets and hopefully expand their clout in international markets. Hall brought on Tom
especially for
as chief
Nintendo.
designer for Mazda
Like,
American operations. The two men put together plans for a small sports
there's
car
just
heavily
not
influenced
a
by the
lot
Duo
of
Salon,
that
and a builder of
info.
both a soft and a hard top. They called it the Duo
Unfortunately.
101. Get it? Duo. Both kinds of tops. In 1984, they took all the drawings of their car and headed to Tokyo to be judged. The Tokyo team brought in two plans: a front-engine, front-wheel drive car, rider and horse, one body. With multi-page waiting lists of hairdressers saying, finally, simply as Miata. Mazda loved their engine and borrowed styling from the FD RX-7. The most distinguishing difference were the
like okay, whatever happened like
Toyota
after
the third generation
is
Miata.
yes. Let's take a look what was with MR2.
Faster, that's right. Here's everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Toyota MR9 experiment in 1979. Lead designer Akio Yoshida was trying to build a car that got great gas mileage and was fun to drive.
I love it. I love this car.
He was playing around with his sketch pad one day and thought, whoa, what if I put the engine behind the driver? The car could be really aerodynamic and the weight balance would be great for driving around in the twisties. Holy crap. Guys, I think I just made a sports car. Yoshida's bosses were like, dude, you're a little crazy, but we like it. Let's make this.
Yeah, again,
MR2
it is
prototype rode a simple
very
miniature of McPherson's
revolves
Strut
around
for less sophisticated
people.
handling, but they take up a I think he knows a have to worry about getting it serviced every 10,000 miles like a Ferrari. For around 38 grand
Like
in
a
today's
Ferrari.
Group S was scrapped with Group B. What's Group B? Only the most badass collection of rally cars ever
That's
assembled.
true.
Available with a manual transmission, which is on easy. Caught a lot of regular people off guard. Toyota made tweaks to fix the problem in '93, but critics said the car had lost its edge. Would you make up your mind? Do you want the car to kill you or not? I swear, these car critics. I don't know, man. The third generation MR2 Spider, with a Y, was unveiled in 2000, this time offered only as a convertible. Fans were a little disappointed with the toned down looks, but that didn't matter because this thing was really freaking good. Some journalists called it the best handling car you could buy, even easy. The Spider has gained popularity as a great choice.
Okay, here we already have thanks for
Movement was founded
watching.
on the Toyota reliability.
Cool. Let's finish that one.
Between 2005 and 2014. But Mazda seemed cursed by its own and a 6-speed automatic. It had 150 horsepower and has returned to its road-hugging reputation as the most exhilarating little monster on the road.
Yep.
Define the Roadster, but it also gets credit for reinvigorating.
So now I kind of wanna know how to download subtitles. I know that it might look like way to either copying, like trying to copy specific guys or obsessing about them, but I don't think that's a bad thing, right? I mean, like you need to steal like an artist, you know? So download the subtitles from YouTube. Download subtitles. Amazing. Amazing. Now we need to find that like speed.
This is Brad Pitt. He's hot. This is Bruce.
This is Bruce Gilden. He's a famous photographer. And also hot. Kind of, maybe. Alright, so we need a dress. Okay, B-Link. Damn, there's so many of them. We can download all the subtitles. TXT, yes, please TXT. Hell yeah. Why are like okay, let's go to the terminal. Projects. Good. Notes. Yeah, let's go with notes. So let's title it a DS research. Well, let's call it org, but whatever. And then we will do this and what was the name of it? Yep, that one. Damn, it's so in one line. Oh, okay. Sorry for that. So let's do word count. So I assume that's 3,378 words and 19,000 characters. Right? Prints new line, word and byte counts. Okay, so word count. All right, so it's 3,500 words for what was for 23 minutes. Like, if we will be treating that as a, well, let's treat it as like Twitter thingy, you know, like when you have some kind of limit, so we will need to kind of fit in that. Huh? The hell did I just do? Length of the article around 3,000 to 3,500 words. And should I open it in Emacs? Like, I guess I should. Or okay, let's keep it as it is for now. So the length of the article 3,000 to 300. Okay, now we will need to summon ChatGPT. Gonna be summoning ChatGPT. Give me 1 second. I will just go and grab a little bit of, oh, Jesus Christ, is everything like shaking and stuff. I'll just go grab a bit of water and we'll be back. Alright, I don't think I will be muting the microphone. Don't see much of the reason to do that. So, yeah, Nintendo DS, goddamn. Yeah, making me some beautiful pu'er tea. Also, I have currently 11 p.m. and that might be not the bestest idea to actually drink any pu'er. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, I'm looking how it goes. 65 degrees, come on, 66. Just a little bit more. I guess, like, technically, like, the temperature should be around 90, right, for pu'ers. But I'm not sure that I want to, like, do it that hot. So I think I will be rolling around like close to 80 should be fine. Should be fine. Okay, good, good. Back to business. Man, I'll definitely need to grab the proper holder for the camera because it's so goddamn shaky. Like the difference between it's like the setup is, I wouldn't call it wonky, but technically camera, which is my phone, is mounted on a spring or on a springy thing, which leads to this. Okay. So we need to summon the chat GPT and we will see what that guy will tell us. That was me trying to generate the placeholder. Okay. So we need to prompt. Let's start with just generally describing what we are, like, what we want to do, kind of giving him some heads up. So I'm writing an article, like I'm writing a text which will be used as an article, as a blog article, and let's capitalize that, and as a script for a video. For the video should be 10 to 25 minutes long. I'd say probably like 15 to 25, right? I assume the target word count be in between 330 to 3500 words. Oh, you know what? We also can take a look at the JHS in search of an inspiration. That would be interesting. So I assume the target word count will be between, okay. The video be the video blog post will be one of the series about retro game consoles. Jeez. Baby, don't listen. You're not retro. You're not retro for me. You know, you're very slick and modern. You know, just look at it. How can you call it retro? Like it's not retro at all. That's very, very modern. Very modern. This one, retro. Yes. This no. It's very relevant. But I need to learn to look at the camera. That's something. Okay, so the video blog post will be one in the series about retro gaming consoles. Cool. Now I need to outline general structure. Which can I suit be used as a skeleton? A skeleton slash template for video. Okay, let's replace I to we. So now we need to outline the general structure, which will be used as a skeleton slash template for a video. So analyze the best approaches, the best ways to each. We need to mention that each one like is a short documentary. Each one is a short documentary diving into the aspects and events, not events, that happened before, during, and after development and release, covering historical background and console of the particular piece of technology. Now we need to outline the general structure, which will be used as a skeleton template. So analyze the best ways to structure such document and suggest me several, like 3 different structures exhibiting different approaches. For example, one comical and leaning really into comedy. Not sure about that. Let's exhibit different approaches. We'll take a look what an example which I have currently, which is just like an example which currently follows. But I need to make my mic, it's amplified it a little bit. I think I de-amplified it. Oh, yeah, that one. That should be better. Yep. All right. An example which I have currently is as follows. Asking a question, an answer to which is a subject of a video document. I hope it will not be like too dry to alternatively just a brief outline. To highlight quotes, facts, opinions, impressions on a preferably people who someone knows. Preferably famous people. I mean, not a lot of famous people, like, but yeah, like there was something like Hillary Clinton, I think, was playing Game Boy. Like, we have a photo of it. Like, was it Hillary? Hillary Game Boy. Oh yeah, yeah. The sad story how Hillary Clinton got addicted to a Game Boy. God damn, I'm gonna put that into a Game Boy video. Oh boy. Oh shit. Man, like when I'm talking a little bit louder, I'm going into like a red zone and stuff on the mic, but I don't know. I don't know. Like maybe like this is alright. Gotta be Tetris. Yes, yes. This post was removed by Reddit's filters? Like, do you have like freaking filter on a Hillary Clinton or something? What? Damn, Vox, a reputable news source. Yes, yes, you can see that is indeed a Hillary Clinton, and that is indeed what one goddamn fat Game Boy. That's right. I don't know why I diverged into that, but why not? So yeah, like we may mention like the whole U.S. economy nearly like was eliminated because Hillary Clinton was playing Tetris a lot or some shit. 3. How product influenced its time. No, I don't want to include that. What preceded the creation slash development of the subject? What subject? History of development concentrating heavily on people involved. History of how the product went. Them. How does it look currently? Take into consideration that this is just a draft and might be completely wrong, unoptimal, and might worth reconsidering. Explore the best ways to structure such document and suggest. Yeah, shit, I already wrote that. I don't lie, which will be. Explore the best ways to structure such document according to the best practices. Explore the formal, like, explore such practices as they occur in the formal education. And the examples of successful media analyze the examples of successful media article of a similar fashion, short documentaries to present us with the best possible options for document structure. Okay, let's turn on deep research and bam. Okay. To create the best structure suggestions, could you please clarify? Do we have audience in mind? Tech enthusiasts, gamers, tech enthusiasts, retro computing, it would be nice to target more general gamer, young gamer audience who might not even be aware. Well, that might not be like who have had a chance to encounter which contact consoles, so on, and there to them as well as to the nostalgic, as well as to the enthusiasts who are nostalgic. Okay. I'm not afraid and will. Okay, since I'm tech specialist, I'm not only not afraid of diving into more nitty-gritty tech details like processors, architectures, or circuitry and stuff. Usually like to cover that as well. Okay, second question was, do you want each structure to emphasize a specific tone or focus? Yes, please. 3. Should the structure allow for heavy use of visuals and archival footage? Yes, it should. Allow for heavy use of visuals and archival footage, but be mindful on how to include it in the blog posts. Embedded videos or images. 4. Are there specific documents you admire and would like us to use as inspiration? Ooh, man. That's a good question. Because, like, up to speeds YouTube up to speed series of videos on YouTube by Donut Media. I also kind of want to take a look at the JHS history of fuzz. That's the origin of fuzz. History of distortion. Yes, let's do that.
There's no argument that distortion is the greatest effect ever created for the electric guitar. So today, I'm going to take you back about 70 years to its origin stories. We're going to go from there and bounce forward through the decades because different technologies and different forms of this effect existed as we moved forward. I'm really excited because this is the heartbeat of electric guitar. So let's jump right into why this effect is so important. Okay, let's open something up, but not just any old thing. It's something pretty special today, extra, extra special. So episode 7, I did a little thing on boost, and I talked about how loud is more good, and I said, would you guys like a t-shirt? And you said yes. Lots and lots of times did you say yes. We've seen that. A friend drew this. It's custom new vlog themed t-shirt. What about the Tube Screamer? Well, for this episode, I just don't care. It's another episode. I'm going to focus mainly on distortions and carry that through the decades. Another thing is that I would recommend that if you like this episode and this kind of stuff, that you go watch my Origin of
Man,
Fuzz.
I'm looking
And
at
also
the
there's an episode
video,
called
like
Why You Need
miniature
Boost
video
Pedals.
on
That's
my
where the
screen.
loud is
I'm
more good
like,
t-shirt
oh
came from.
damn,
Those lay
dude,
out
it's
some
not
really
even
nice finer
like
details about those
in
stories within Fuzz. And then
comparison.
how
It's
boost
kind of
pedals
on
and the
level
actual
with my
signal from our
lighting
guitars,
and
the invention
shit.
of the
I'm like,
humbucker, some different things right in that category kind of help create distortion as well. So those are two very valuable things to know. With that said, let's get right to it. The first thing we're going to look at is a 1949 Fender Deluxe. This is a TV front because it kind of looks like a TV. And in 1951, Howlin' Wolf's guitar
okay,
player took an amp
not
much like
really.
this
I like.
that he had. Why did he have a knitting needle? Who knows? And he
I like Donut more here. Like, do you know the up to speed series of videos? Donut by Donut Media on YouTube. Okay. Do you have access or knowledge to the texts of their videos. Do you have a way to obtain the info? Texts of their videos. Do you know how they're structured and what is the style of delivery? Nice. I don't have access to exact scripts. The series follows a consistent format. Historical overview, cultural impact, technical highlights. Nice, nice. Okay. Okay, let's start it. So it will analyze the best practices from successful educational and document style content. Nice. Okay, now the thing is, that thing will take it probably about 20 minutes. I can see like how it's thinking. And so on. But in the meantime, we can let we can let ChatGPT do his ChatGPT things. And us, in the meantime, go for something a little bit different. And by a little bit different, I mean those guys. Bam! Okay, so what do we have here? What do we have here? So, a history of Nintendo, but this one goes specifically for the Game Boy. So, all right, let's kind of like put it somewhere in a frame. So, like, yeah, yes, that would be beautiful. Like this. Cool. I like how it looks. Okay. Nice. So the history of Nintendo. My Oh, there's console. Okay. Oh, that's like the family of Game Boys. Nice. Damn, that's so cool. That's so cool. Man. Here for the Lord, -10 and -5 before GB, the Microvision, and the Game Pocket computer. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so here we have like good, man. Like here we have really good outline of what was happening with actual like people. I believe we would worry and held the internal competition. First rivals. Game Boy and Sound. Oh man. Light Boy. Oh boy. Now we have games. Okay. Damn. They had Driver on Game Boy? Damn. Dragon Quest Monster. That would be nice to play. Right, so what I want now is... Damn, he wrote it earlier than, or later than 2015. So what was the, like, when the dude actually... Well, I mean, yeah, first edition, October 2024, that's like, yeah, but no. Alright. Oh, cool. Sources, bibliography. Huh. Whoa. So Nintendo has like a lot of articles, it seems. Like on their literal sites. Huh. That's interesting. I kind of want to try that. So we can see this one is still goes strong. Organizing plan, so it's working. The AI working for us. It's good. And while AI working for us, we can do the following. To books index HTML. Will it load? Please load. Okay, it loads something. It loads fucking 404. That's sad. Is it Tsu? Is Tsukan? Is it Sendo? Sendoshi. So basically it says like, can I take a look at like, okay, www.nintendo.co.jp nom 9902b box. Okay, web Come on. Okay, it was here at 2007. What was here? Show it to me. Alright. Alright. It's nice. Damn, they had like this their site. Huh. Damn, imagine like 2007. They had such a like, you know, traditional sites of the era. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so what about 2015? Okay, here we have the same one. Whoop, 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 whoop. Nintendo World Report, the inspiration behind Nintendo DSi. Nice, nice. I need to. Oh, probably kind of like a little mark it like a tiny. Oh shit! Not that one. This one. Yeah, I found like the reference for the something DSi. So mark it very accurately. 2020. So it was up and alive in 2020. Like, why Nintendo? Like, why did you kill it? Like 2022. Let's take a look. In 2022, Nintendo, come on. Like, why are you killing this page? Right. Like, let's take a look here. Actually, let's try that one. Oh. Can you take a look at this page and give me its translation in English? In Goodish. Can it do that? It would be nice. It would be like really dope. Okay, provided is an archive. Yes, introducing. Oh, so that's from 1999. Damn, they like 22 years they kept it alive. Introducing the black box. Okay, overview of the black box series. The black box refers to a collection of the early Famicom games. Okay. That is cool. That is cool. Man, that's a lot of typing. Decide the road to the DSi. Ha! Still alive. Still alive. That's actually very good. That's very good. Many of the features of the DSi were tried and rejected. Aaron Kalushka. Okay. Mm-hmm. Click play. So one of the earliest projects that included features resembling the DSi was the Game Boy camera. Okay. Yakisoba wiring. Nice, nice. It's not a spaghetti code, it's yakisoba code. That's what I'm gonna be telling to people. Not bad. They were playing Diablo, like in Japanese Nintendo office. Pretty cool, pretty cool. DSi where? Okay. Okay, that one is good. That one is good. I need to save that. That's like, that covers DSi, but still, that's good. That's good. It's it's pretty. Like, I love the console. Like, it's amazing. Okay. Then that guy's done with the structure, which is cool, but first of all, we'll need to look up into what we have here once again. Man, I want some kind of, reference on like where, on what pages what is. Oh, look at it. It's so fresh. It's made in USA in 2025. I actually need to like look up the history of Nintendo, like Amazon. The history of Nintendo. Part of 5 books about companies. Nope. We need this one. Alright, so he has Famicom NAS, NES, nope. What? Audible audiobook. Okay, Florent. No, wait. That's Game and Watch. Yes, we'll actually need to include that as well. To like, it's references. Notes. Don't. forget to mention the game watch, which was not a prototype, but inspiration of the DS design. Okay, so unfortunately, we will not have anything from Florent Gorge. I don't know. I will need to ask my French-speaking friend, like how to pronounce that. Florent Gorge. He will be Gorge. Okay. Or Gorge. So. Yeah, need to pick up that one. Unfortunately, like that's not the whole series, but this book is like it's brilliant in the sense of that it contains information which you cannot obtain anywhere on the internet or anything. Like that thing is unique from the informational standpoint, and it was translated to English fairly recently, like literally half a year ago, and highly suggest. Unfortunately, like that's the volume 4, and I think like currently you can easily obtain only 2 of them, which is the second one being that one, I think. But that's all right. That's right. So should we dig into books or into what ChatGPT gave us? Let's. Ah, man, that's not the one. Wait. Huh. That one is fascinating. Like, nope. It changes as well. Does it? It does. Yes, it does. Okay. So we need a desk view. Come here. Come here. Bam. Jesus. Sorry for that. So, the ultimate history of video games. And let's try to see, do we have any? All right, that's probably not the one that we're looking for. Like T, okay, what about D? Just DS. Dreamcast, Duke Nukem. Drug use. Wait, what? why we have like what? Why we have some duck hunt seemingly under the drug use? 52 and 196. Sorry, I'm gonna take a look at that. 52. Atari also. Oh, okay. As pawn orders mounted, however, it became impossible to keep up with the demand. Brushel hired nearly anyone who came in the door. Line personnel sometimes worked 16-hour shifts. Tensions mounted, and there was failed attempts to unionize the company. A rift grew between management and the rank file. Atari also became a notorious mecca of drug abuse. The Martin Avenue roller rink facility smelled of marijuana. One ex-employee later quipped that you could get stoned just breathing the air coming out of the building. Steve Bristow, who later became a vice president of the company, remembered the facility in a less extreme light. Parts of the building smelled like pot, but I don't remember getting stoned just walking through. Fair enough, fair enough. Former Atari executive described the people manning the assembly line as long-haired bikers, junkies, and hippies. Even Bushnell admitted they made him nervous. I mean, hippies? Why hippies make you nervous, man? Chill out, smoke some. Don't smoke, children. Especially not marijuana. Okay, what was the second one? 196. Let's go. 196. Back at Atari. I remember one top programmer who was on drugs. There were guys who would come in 2 a.m. and work till midnight the next night, then disappear for 2 days. That's how programmers operate, and I had to accept that. I mean, I didn't say you have to be here at 8 o'clock and leave at certain hour. I understood that this was a very talented breed of people. Thank you very much. Yes, we struggle with that shit just as much. I remember one guy came in. He was stoned out of his mind. He just wanted to read poetry to me. And I sat with him for 4 hours because he was one of our top programmers, just to let him feel that I understood him and I cared about him. And then he said, "Whoa, I really appreciate that you've done to me." I mean, that's what I had to put up with. Ray Kassar, you piece of shit motherfucker. Guy was like opening his soul to you for 4 hours. He was reading goddamn poetry, and you are saying that's what I had to put up with? Like, you don't like the fact that people are going to the office at 2 a.m. and working till the midnight the next night? Or, god damn it, like, freaking normies or some shit. Like, I mean, he was like CEO or someone, so like he also was not normie. God damn. Yeah. What was it about? Uh, all right. So we have here PS2. So if I have here PS2, the birth of Sega, that means somewhere here we might get a part on DS. Man, those books, like this book, is very weirdly structured. It's like it's not chronological at all. Next generation. Okay. Sega sent a confuser message to the customer, says buy Genesis. Now it's Game Gear. No, actually it's Sega CD. No, it's 32X. Forget all of that stuff. It's Saturn. Maybe it's Titan. How about Pika? Okay. Next generation part 2 CD-ROM. Battletoads. 8 megabytes CDs. Oh. Okay, that does not include. Wait, what? Oh, perils. Okay. Okay. Like, we are talking PS2 here. New cartridge for Game Boy. Okay. Alright. Then this one goes here. And this one goes here. Executive Team Xbox. But what about Sony? Okay. GameCube, Super Famicom, Super Mario 64, Legacy. Okay. But, like, okay. Let's just. Whoa. Wait, what? The author of this one wrote Clone Republic? Wait. Is this the Clone Republic I'm thinking it is? The Clone Republic. Okay, first book in the Clone series of novels. Okay, it's not Star Wars. I had my hopes high. Okay. But I mean, nevertheless, it's pretty cool that dude writes fiction. Okay, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. I would like to dedicate this book to John Cena. Not the professional wrestler, but the quiet private individual who has granted more than 650 Make-A-Wish Foundation requests and never talks about it. Okay. Make-A-Wish Foundation? Okay. Oh. Okay, so it is about John Cena. Oh, Make a Wish Foundation? Is this like for life changing? Yes. That's non-profit organization for children who are irreversibly sick, unfortunately. Damn. John Cena is the man. Alright, so what do we have here? Intending the third Sony one and only. Generation 7, we wins. Damn, forward by Mark Cherney, nice. But I can see that chronological order didn't get any better. Meaning we didn't get the chronological order. Dear Kent, Stephen, Mr. Regardless, amazing book, but yeah. PlayStation 2. Last Days of Sega. I don't need like Last Days of Sega. But what about Sony? No, impossible to beat Sony in this race. What? Star Wars. Yay. Rising Tide. Rising Tide of what? The game that made video games cool. GTA. Nice. So before that they were not cool, you're saying, huh? How could you? You say asteroids are not cool? Asteroids are freaking beautiful. Like, okay, like they're also pretty hardcore, but like, you know, I like the landing thingy on the moon more. Still referred to as a dolphin at the time. Huh. Expressing confidence in the next console. Still referred to as dolphin at the time. So it was we which was referred to as a dolphin. And the best Wii emulator on the market is called Dolphin. Nice. That's why they named it like this. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Rising Tide. Man, I beat it with my elves. Okay, good for you, okay. Yeah, I think I might actually like start recording that and take a look like how that will look later on. The video games industry evolved. That's cool and all. Square, mostly dead. Oh man. Consolidation. New arcades, big and small, the influencer. Man, I feel like this book like requires you to read it, and then you will be able to like navigate in it. Maybe, probably. Okay, so I found finally some mentions of Nintendo and handhelds. Keeping up with Palm Pilot. Palm Pilot is here. Released Game Boy Advance. Nice. Continued conquering the market. Nice. Team Screen. Yada yada. Game Boy SP. Nice. November 2004, World of Warcraft. Also kind of nice, also kind of terrifying, but kind of nice. The world was going online, but Nintendo wasn't. Yes, yes, yes. Nokia planned to break into game markets with a cellular phone named Engage. The Engage was pre-iPhone. No shit, Sherlock. Which meant that everybody was trying everything they could to get decent games on handheld phones, but didn't even call them devices back then. It was either a Nintendo Game Boy or it was a phone. Man, was it like released this like at the time the Game Boy was released? No way. Because like you could actually run Game Boy emulation on Nokia 7610, which is like insane. The processor speed was like 123 megahertz and 8 megabytes of RAM. And Engage probably had the same, like either very close, like had very close specs, probably the same specs. Game Boy Advance. Engage shaped like a taco. Engage biggest problem. Damn. To play a game or insert a new memory card with your MP3s, you need to turn off, remove the battery. Whoa. Yo, dude. Seriously? So that's like, that was the original. I mean, so they fixed that in Engage QD, I take it, but so this one is the original, and this one is QD. Like Engage. Man, I want to buy that one. They're so sexy. How much? How much? How much? How much? Tell me how much. Nokia Engage. Okay, let's take a look at eBay. Nice. 73 bucks. 73 bucks. I mean, should work, should work. So sexy. God damn. God damn. Yeah, Engage 2.0 will be interesting. Will be interesting to take a look at that as well. But yeah, Engage 2.0 was more of a software thing, which is like not as cool as a hardware thing, which was the Engage QT and Engage original. But well, yeah. Yes, freaking finally, we are kind of getting to John Romero. Oh, so we have Romero's commentaries on the freaking Engage. That's so cool, dude. Okay, Kutaragi gave Nintendo fair warning PSP would be a beast, a technological wonder, and the exact kind of hardware Nintendo chairman Hiroshi Yamauchi disdained above all else. Yamauchi described the kinds of advances Sony was packing into its PSP as technology for technology's sake. Kinda. It's called progress. Hiroshi-san. Yamauchi-san. It's called progress. Somebody needs to do that. Kutaragi finished his E3 presentation by describing PSP as the Walkman of the 21st century. Not bad, not bad. Geez, I forgot who's Ken Kutaragi. But wait, University of Electric Communication, such a respectable businessman. Father of place. Oh, now I get it. He was he the guy who did like yes, departing company shortly after PS3. So he was the guy after behind PS3, which is dude had vision. Dude had vision, and man, that was beautiful. That was nice. Okay. So his point was that it's a Walkman of 21st century, which was kind of true. Well, I guess so. Like by billing his, like, huh? Oh wait, Walkman is also Sony. All right. I mean, it's all cool and all. All right. Yamauchi's crazy idea. That's what I like to hear. Everyone could see that PS2 would outsell the original PlayStation, and Xbox had legs. I mean, I guess. Until I like that. Had break-even console and a thriving market for Game Boy Advance. Trump-like. Huge, okay. They had operating losses. Nice. combat, combative, mercurial, almost Trump-like Yamauchi spoke his mind without sugarcoating his words. After Square abandoned Nintendo, he famously stated that RPG players were depressed gamers who liked to sit alone in their rooms and play slow games. Bro, Bro was very upset about Square like leaving Nintendo. But okay, okay. GameCube and everything, like man, whoa. At the time, Nintendo tried several experiments with portable screens. Factor 5, the company had made Rogue Squadron, received a prototype 3D screen for GameCube and went right to work with it. The 3DS screen actually existed for a long time. That's like cool and all. With all of the excitement surrounding PSP, Nintendo needed to do something to restake the claim. Man, like first of all, I kinda okay, alright. The showdown at E3 2004. I mean, okay, we're glorifying here the PSP, that's cool. Now on the heels of Sony's unveiling disc-based internet exploring, movie playing, stereophonic masterpiece, Reggie unveiled the Nintendo DS. Okay, alright. Slightly less horrific than I imagined. Okay, so man, seriously? Okay, okay. Late starters. GameCube. DS sales. Cool. DS. Nice. DS. Great. Do we have still here something? PSP and DS. So, okay. And I assume it will not hear much about the DS further on. Okay, currently it will be 360 and PS3. Okay, right. Oh damn! Like for the Shenmue, I still need to like play that one. Cool. Courtesy of yada yada. Oh damn! We have like so many pictures in here. Like look at those gentlemen. Look at those beautiful gents. They're pretty cool, pretty cool. Rare invitation, whatever it is. GameCube. Red Ring of Death. PlayStation becomes an orphan. Okay. Oh, like, so they're about the Kusaragi living or something. Wii. Wii is great. I don't understand what happens. What is happening to the sound? Like what? Why I can? hear the crackles, and I don't like it. I don't like it a single bit. Why? Why I hear crackles? Tell me why. Okay, I stopped recording. Do I still hear? What the hell? I don't understand. What? That one is weird. Like I suddenly started hearing the crackle in the sound. Which is very very weird. Because I didn't expect that to be like the weak point. Like that's probably microphone is probably like the most solid part of my freaking setup. Okay, that doesn't change anything. I don't know. Maybe the issue is in the just monitoring, because like I do have a monitoring, so like I hear myself talking and hear the input from the microphone. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we will see. I mean, nobody is watching this stream anyway, so it's not like it's critical, but I don't like that happening. Actually, it will be interesting to like how hot my phones are. Honestly, not so hot. I expected worse. Like, I honestly expected them to start like. Okay, one of like I do have a theory that I might have like. No, I still have like 80 gigs of storage available. Like that one is weird. That one is weird as hell. But okay. So I found that one. I found some info on DS and books. And unfortunately, I don't see anything regarding 3DS. So it seems like, yep. Not a lot of 3DS in here. Well, it is what it is. Okay. I like what? Chapter 16, the games that define. Oh, okay. All right. It was PS. I completely freaking forgot that GTA 5 was released on a PS3, which is kind of crazy to think about. But okay, so basically, we are going from here to here. So from 219 to 239, right? 239. Yep. Okay. All right. I'll just put it. Yes. Okay, so I guess what we'll do next is I'll actually like start another recording here. So what we will do next is we need to take a look what our ChatGPT generated. So improved structured templates for retro console documentaries. Below are three distinct structure options for 15 to 25 minutes episodes about the retro game console. Each template is tailored for both blog as well as video format, with sections that encourage technical deep dives and the use of archival visuals, the tone, approach, and narrative flow differ in each, yada yada yada. Okay, option one, high energy edutainment. I like how it sounds. Edutainment. Option two, comprehensive tech retrospective. Okay, classic educational style. Boring. What's the third option? Dramatic narrative storytelling. Who are Noclip and Ahoy? Huh? Huh? Oh, those guys. Yeah, those guys are nice. I love Noclip. All right. All right. Also pretty cool option. So, all right, let's take a look at the first one. Probably skip the second right away. Okay, so outline. Cold open, who can hide? Start with exciting question or bold claim about the console to grab attention. For example, what made the Super Console 1985 the... Man, what the hell? Will it still be? Yes, it still does that thing. Less so. I think it is. I think it is doing less. Huh. Nah. No. That's like... No. That's still doesn't work. I still hear crackles, and I don't like it a single little bit. Let's just OBS then start sound crackles. Mhm. Oh, I know. I know. We can actually try clip. Let's try that. Okay, so first of all, we need to. Can we? Okay, 480. Absolutely weird. Just like started capturing voice for something? What the hell, dude? Desktop audio. Okay, I probably need to do it like that. But it should freaking stream, dude. No, 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 please don't exit OBS. God damn. I'll never like get used to that stuff. Like, what the hell? We are in 2020 freaking 5. Why can't like can we just start concentrating on making shit work instead of trying to invent new ways for that shit to not work? Like new features and stuff. Yeah, like it doesn't it does not transmit any audio. Brilliant.
Characters were a lot harder to come by.
No, no. Mhm. Funny. I'm starting to get like the sound from the second laptop with I don't know like with a tremendous delay. But like okay, all right, we are already like near the end of the stream anyways. So I'll just bear with the crackling and stuff. And by the way, it kind oh no, it still crackles. God damn. All right. Okay. So start with an exciting question or bold claim about the console to grab attention. For example, what made the Super Console 1985 a game changer? Immediately followed with rapid fire montage or surprising facts or nostalgic images. Launch day crowds set to upbeat music, the mirrors, the look heavy style of Donald Media. This mirrors the hook-heavy style of Donut Media, which uses humor and fast pacing to captivate viewers. Okay. In a blog, this could be a punchy intro paragraph. Okay. Everything you need to know intro. The host energetically introduces the console with playful enthusiasm. For example, welcome to everything you need to know about the Super Console 1985. Okay. Set an irreverent fun tone. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. Okay, then background on predecessors, fast-paced history, a snappy concise segment, explain the context before the console's development, yada yada, development story, people and innovations, dive into the creation of the console, focusing on human stories. That's cool, that's what I had. Okay, launch hype and immediate impact. Okay, all right. Launch date, nice, nice. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. Mention famous games. Tech deep dive corner is a fun interlude to a dedicated tech specs throwdown. What? Honestly, stop that shit. Not this also. That. Tech deep dive. Oh, okay, okay. Two dedicated tech specs throwdown. Not really. Not really. It's better to like put it somewhere in development. Post-release twists. Okay. I mean, not terrible by any means. Closing quip and sign off. Conclude a humorous wrap up to call back to the intro. Okay. Rational, fast-paced, entertaining, and informative.
The thing about stories is that they
Dramatic
change.
narrative
Tweak
storytelling.
the narratives.
Scene
Forget
from the
parts
present. Begin the
and
present day with a
embellish
compelling
others.
scene or
And this
anecdote that will
problem only
eventually
gets
tie
worse
back to the
once
console
time
story.
gets
For
involved.
example, modern
Because
event like
because
2025
it's not just
convention
the
where fans are
stories
cheering a
that
Sega
change,
Neptune
it's us too.
tournament or a YouTuber
How we
powering
see
on
the
his old
world,
console
how
to
we see
reveal it still
ourselves,
works.
and how we remember
God
the
damn.
past.
The narrator describes the scene vividly.
It's impossible to talk about a series like
I mean, bro,
Monkey
that
Island
ain't happening.
without indulging
Like
in some
YouTubers opening, like
nostalgia.
I'm gonna
So
be
let
like
me tell
doing
you
that
a
shit
quick
myself, you know. I can do that.
story. One of my
Flashback to
earliest
origins,
gaming
set in the
memories was
narrative
playing
arc.
The Secret of Monkey Island on my family's Amiga
Jump back in time
600.
to the
I was
true
40
beginning.
years old when the game came out, so probably around 5 or 6 by the time myself and my brother tried
Too
to
much speaking, huh?
complete it. To me, The Secret
What's
of
actually
Monkey
interesting is
Island
that
was a window into an entirely new world, an impossible game that took to complete. I remember it in its diluted 256 Commodore graphics,
That's
not the
insane.
original vivid EGA palette.
Let's mute that shit. Hmm. Jump back in time to the beginning. Conception and bold ambitions, conflict and challenges, climax and launch. Filing, action, protocol. Okay. Let's give this guy a task to work on, and I will go to sleep. So I like the first and the last approaches. More I like first one a bit more and would like to try something like more dynamic like that. Although take that into although I don't like that deep dive into the tech specs and stuff is later. I want you to write a draft to conduct a comprehensive research on the history of development of Nintendo DS and create a draft according to our structure. You should include working. Should include working what? Reference so I can validate the data with information. Through its development and concentrating on the people and their people involved. Also to follow small follow-up on DSI. to our first presented structure. All right, now it will answer us a few questions as it should below. Okay, the draft is tailored. What's my preferred tone? 1. Like donut media. 2. Yes. Include direct quotes, citations, interviews. Yes, you can include up for it if it fits the narrative. 3. Should the technical deep dive. Technical deep dive should, if such needed, should go more towards hardware, but will should cover both parts. Well, hardware, backward compatibility aspects, differences between the DS Lite, DSI, software for the DSI as a prototype of future 3DS firmware and the first standalone firmware on a handheld Nintendo. As well as the software games as a unique games and accessories for the console. In general, try to highlight the diversity of accessories throughout Right, 4. Preferred citation style. What the heck is APA? MLA? What is American Psychological Associations? What?